Alright. So, I did like 3 pages of work on this topic. Now, Jenny Myers, she's supposed to be the final girl alive. She's perfect for the girl to go get the sweater. I don't remember her being used as much, but now I'm seeing a lot of people starting to use her, but not for the right reason. So, we're going to talk about a lot of things, but sadly, I still haven't found a software on my laptop to, do video clips, because I want to do video clips, and I really gave up looking for it because they charge. And I think on my old laptop, I could have been able to use the old one unless they would have started charging on that. I'm banking on that too, so I'm pretty sure they want to charge you to do those video clips. And that was the main point of me getting a laptop. And without being able to do that, my laptop just collecting dust. Okay, so why is she supposed to be the final girl alive? She's the final girl because, well, for one, it's her composure and her look. That still plays a part of it. She doesn't become afraid easily, and because she has low strength, it's gonna be pretty hard for her to get back to her comfortable state, her fear state 1. And that's the same reason for why she should be the sweater girl. Even though that she doesn't have the speed and stamina, and her stealth is average, but we're still gonna tell you why she's the best for getting that sweater. Okay, so first, let's look at the perks you should equip her with. Now, the first perk you want would be Nerves of Steel. If you get Nerves of Steel, make sure you put that on her. The next perk would be Preparedness. If you put these two together, I think Jenny would be in the No Fear build. So with that build, she won't be afraid for anything. Okay, so the next perk is Lead Foot. You want to have Lead Foot on Jenny, because Jenny, she can be played as the getaway driver. Let's see. The next perk, the next best perk would be Thick Skin. Then Medic. I don't have Restful, but that should be on there. I can't find Restful. I mean, I found Restful, but it always comes with a side effect. And I had a perfect Restful like back in the day, but I deleted it because my stamina was still recharging slow. So it would be probably like the third perk, but I hadn't tested it yet. So I need to be able to test this perk to know where to place it. So with the No Fear build and Restful, I think that would be like the greatest combination. But I'll probably have to do that on a separate video. Okay. Next perk would be Night Owl. I had the 60% and 0, and again I accidentally deleted. I accidentally delete a lot of perks, and I think the game should enable you to put a lock on perks that you are trying to keep. Because somehow perks that you don't delete end up gone. Okay, another is Lone Wolf. Ice Cold. And the last one would be Adrenaline Rush. Okay. So, let's look at Jenny's weakness. She has 3 weaknesses, right? Okay. Then okay, so I can't go forward. So I can only go down. Okay. So, these are her 3 weaknesses. Can you tell me which one is her real weakness? Her real weakness is this. Even though this number is higher than the other 2, this is the one that's going to count the most. So with her speed being pretty low, this is going to make her pretty good at being a decoy. Jenny should be played as a decoy because when there's Vanessa, Tiffany, Bugsy, and Chad is running around, Jason most likely is not going to go after them if they see her in the middle of it. So, because she's slow, Jason will probably get her out the way pretty quickly. But if you know how to move, it doesn't matter about her speed. It doesn't. Okay, so let's look at her strength. Now these 2 has a big compartment, which why it makes her the girl next door, the best counselor in the game. Now, composure. Composure has to do with her fear check, keeping her fear in check. So, in stage 1, in her fear, she's just normal. She's just standing there looking at the camera, you know. Not worried, you know. Normal. Fear 2, she's a little nervous. You're gonna see her looking over her shoulders. I think fear level 3 is, I'm not sure about. It says that counselors would start stumbling. That's pretty much it. And I think also that they start screaming now. You know, like when Jason go through doors or whatever, or when Jason go to a room that they happen to be in, or they don't really have to see them. They could like Jason could be in the backyard where they can't see him none whatsoever. They still scream. I'm not 100% sure about that because I think they usually stumbles like anyway. But that's what I thought. I didn't know it had anything to do with fear. Okay, so stage 4, that's when the radar disappeared. What most people call minimap today, but back in the day it was called a radar. Uh, and then the stamina moves much slow. Besides the stamina, I think the other thing is how dark the screen gets, how it gets all black and white, and the edges of your screen would kind of like get completely black, where you can only see the middle of your screen, and it's all gray. And then you see that ugly look on their face. Okay, so what causes fear? So how can you keep them from being afraid? Uh, One thing is being near Jason. You don't have to be directly up on him, but Puff, what's up? You don't have to be directly up on him, but hearing his music is enough. 2, it can happen by seeing broken doors and windows. 3, being alone. 4, moving through the woods. 5, not using flashlights in the dark. It doesn't matter if it's inside or out. Next is probably not holding a weapon. Then you see a dead body, but the first body usually counts the most. The other dead bodies you see won't be as effective as the first one, what they said. And also, if you go to the shack and see Pamela's head, that also adds up to the fear. And here's the things you can do to reduce the fear. The best way would be staying away from Jason to the point where you're not hearing his music. Keep your flashlight on. I'm kind of against keeping my flashlight on, but it's what it is. You have to stay in lit areas. You can be near a teammate, but this part I'm also against because a lot of times teammates just be following you just to be following you. So I'll probably go into a house where a teammate is trying to check through drawers or whatever, then go back out of the house. I don't know. What else? Most likely, you need to be holding weapons. You need to be in a house with barricaded doors. You can be in hiding spots like under the bed, tents, closet. I think tents work faster than the other hiding spots. Being near a campfire. So the best way to get your fear down faster is to be in the house with the locked doors, with the bear trap behind the locked doors, and you standing next to the fireplace. If you find one of those houses with a fireplace, I recommend you stay in that house until the fear goes away, because the fear goes away a lot faster when that happens, especially for Jenny, because with her having low strength, it's going to take her a long ass time to become unafraid again. So let's go. Hold up. Okay, so we're still on composure. So all this has a lot to do with composure, and we're not off of composure yet. So let's look at composure and stealth. How composure helps stealth. So it's not a lot of counselors that has composure, that has good composure and good stealth. So I'm just gonna speak on Jenny. It allows her to make no noise, none whatsoever, when she just walking. So usually when she's jogging, she'll make noise, but Jason can only see that noise when he's like close on Jenny. But from a distance, she can still jog, and Jason won't really notice her noise. But when she's just walking, she won't make any noise, none whatsoever. Okay. Mm, composure and luck. Okay, here we go. So with that two together, it reduces the amount of chance that counselors will stumble. So Jenny is made to be the counselor that really doesn't get caught slipping, but sometimes she will. It's gonna be a rare thing to see her trip. And I think one time I actually seen her stumble 3 games in a row, which is highly unlikely. Let's see. Composure and strength makes it easier to break free from Jason's grab. So usually counselors with composure and strength, it's gonna be a lot easier for Jason to let him go. But even though Jenny has the maxed out composure, uh, I I think she don't need it to be a 10 to break out. But in some cases, counselor have like, I'll say like a 6 composure and probably a 7 strength, and they'll kick out like a mad dog. There's no actual tie between composure and repair, so I think luck has a tie with repair than composure. Uh, Composure and stamina. Mm. Okay, composure and stamina. It increases the amount of fear the counselor can handle before tiring out, and it also means that counselors can run a lot longer. So even though her stamina is a 5, she can still run a lot further. I hadn't put her side by side with other counselors like Deborah or Tiffany, but yeah, I was told that composure and stamina lets Jenny, use less stamina when she's moving. Let's see. Composure and speed helps avoid Jason's sense. The faster you can move from Jason in early levels, the better off you'll be. So, composure and speed. So it would be important to have a perk that gives you more speed, but the only speed perk that they actually gives you is sneaky, where you go through windows a lot quicker. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now, with high luck, it increases weapon durability. You get more stamina from kicking out of grabs or using pocket knives. You get more stamina when you hit Jason with a weapon, and you can start the engine a lot faster. I think the boat start the fastest. Yeah, I think it takes like 2 seconds to start a boat. maybe 1.5 seconds. Let's see. Let's see, stealth. Okay, so with stealth, counselors who's maxed out in stealth won't make noise when they're jogging. So when they're jogging, you won't see any of those circles. Counselors with a 6 can walk without making noise. So this would be Jenny. So Jenny would be able to walk without making noise. And whoever is between the 6 and 9 in the stealth department, they'll be able to walk without the noise. I think they mentioned something about how unfortunate Deborah is, even though she's a 9. But I didn't write that down. But it is something about her being a stealthy, being stealth at 9, being a high, you know. I'm kind of dropping my words here. So other counselors would not make noise unless they're crouch walking. But it doesn't affect the chance to avoid the sense. So Jason can sense you no matter how stealthy your counselors are. So I think the best thing to do is like be somewhere where Jason doesn't show up, because they said that early in the game, if Jason senses you and he's, you know, like tracking you down, you could be picked up no matter how far away you are. And I know a lot of times when I'm enraged, I could pick up somebody like at a much further distance. But I had no idea it was because I was tracking them down at the beginning of the game. So that's one thing that makes stealth one of those useless stats. Okay. So the strength. Okay, so the strength enables them to increase more damage, increase how long the stun is with a melee weapon, reduce stamina costs and combat stands, and of course with composure they can break the grab easier. Let's see. So I do need to test with Bugsy. I think Bugsy has the maxed out strength, so with Bugsy I want to test out starting the car with him hitting him with a weapon, just to see how long it would take for him to recover from that stun. Okay, so with stamina, you use your stamina with jogging, running, combat stance, and swimming. Hiding spots is usually the best way to get back stamina, and if you crouch, it says that you will slow down your stamina. I did test the crouching thing myself, and I don't see a difference in regenerating stamina in crouch. Okay, so in speed determines how fast your counselor can jog, sprint, swim, walk, crouch walk, and dodge. I also thought that opening drawers, locking doors, and going through windows is another way speed has something to do with speed, but it wasn't listed. But I want to see that for myself. But I kind of figured that going through windows doesn't, because I think Chad and Vanessa still gets in pretty slow. But with the sneaky perk, they actually just hops in. Cause like once their first leg gets up, they won't be able to get grabbed because they're already in the window. Let's see. So this is probably where it's Jenny's actual weakness. This is her only weakness so far, because with the speed, with her speed at a 3, running Jason would be able to keep up with her. So with running Jason behind her ass, it's going to be hard for her to keep her stamina in check, because if she's jogging, she'll have to run and then start jogging again. So if she's not between houses, she's going to run out of stamina. And I will tell you a trick to that later. This is it. So these two perks right here, preparedness and nerves of steel. This is the only 2 perks you need. And whatever you put here is on you, but you need these 2. But here's the thing. You need nerves of steel at 10. And you need preparedness at least at 9. Preparedness needs to be at red at any cost. So once you have these 2, Jenny will have no fear, none whatsoever when you play the game. So with no fear, as we talked about earlier, is how they keep their fear in check. So if she has her fear in check, her stamina would no longer be a problem. So sometimes her stamina would generate slow, but sometimes it won't speed up like it used to, like when the game first started. It won't speed up like that, but it won't generate like how can I describe it? It won't be extremely slow when she's like in stage 4 fear. So make sure if you have these 2 in the red, well, this in number 10 and this at least 9, you'll be running the most OP counselor in the game. So about her speed, I think I was supposed to say something about her speed. Wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, never mind. So, with the no fear Jenny build, the dark won't affect her as much. Well, the dark won't affect her at all. She don't need to be having her flashlight on. She can run through the woods. She can stay next to Jason as long as possible, and she'll still just have a normal face, a normal state. So let's see. I think I had put this on her, And I seen a dead body, and she didn't be like, "Who the fuck is that?" You know, that crazy question they be asking. But I think it only do that for the first counselor you see, or the first two counselors. But I don't keep this perk on her too long to, study it, because I need to have other perks on. Uh, anything else I need to mention before I end this? Because I really like to use video clips, but I need somebody to tell me how I can do that. Okay, so the clothes. Please don't wear colorful clothes, and don't wear colorful clothes. Colorful clothes is a dead giveaway. To survive 20 minutes with Jenny, she needs to be wearing let me see. Something like these here at the bottom, or these two, but I know these two right here, and probably this right here. I think those colors are pretty loud, and she could be seen. So when you're in hiding spots, especially in the big houses, you don't want to stand out with the color of your clothes. So make sure you don't equip. Make sure you don't equip those loud colors. So let's go back to her speed. So with her speed, I want you to kind of picture Jenny's running. You're running with Jenny, and you see Jason is shifting at you. Let's say Jason is shifting with the speed of Part 2 Jason. Now, Part 2 Jason has a terrible shift. Part 4 has it too, and Part 7 had it, but they buffed it. Now, if Part 2 or Part 4 Jason is shifting at Jenny, if you kind of like stand still and wait for Jason to get close to you, and then you turn off, that's one of the better ways to do it, because you could easily get grabbed if you do a U-turn, because Jason with a short shift, he can get lucky because, well, his shift is slow. So if he let's say if you do the U-turn too much, he's gonna expect that, and then he's gonna grab you with that. But if instead you turns off left or right, then he's gonna have to guess which way you're gonna go, and then you can add the U-turn in there to keep him guessing. Now imagining Jason with the speed of Part 3, or any other Jason other than Part 2 and 4, which is slow, and 6 and 8, which is faster. So the other Jasons, if they're shifting at you and you're trying to run to a window, now the best thing to do is to go towards that window, but don't go to the window. Instead, you turn left or right and keep running. And most likely, Jason would most likely just be at the window trying to grab you, or or he just gonna end his shift at the window. That's one way I stay alive longer, because I do that trick. Now the fast shifting Jason, I usually like to do a demonstration with the card with Jenny. But don't get me wrong, you can still run them or juke them, what the kids would call it. You could still juke fast shifting Jason, but I think the best example is to use them to when Jenny is behind the car with the lead foot perk. Okay, and I think I'm gonna need the video clips to show you all the hiding spots. So I can't put that in this video, none whatsoever. And the hiding spots also necessary for counselors like Chopper and Deborah, the counselors who can't do much for themselves but need to hide at the phone house, most likely the phone house. Because usually I think all the phone houses that are available, they have hiding spots for the counselors to be unseen when it comes to Jason walking around the house. I think there's one phone house that doesn't have hiding spots, and it's usually that house in Woodbury where there's only 2 rooms. I don't see a hiding spot there, so they're gonna have to be somewhere else in the neighborhood instead of being in that house. So I think that would do it with Jenny, the breakdown. I'm not sure if I'm leaving anything out. I came up with the juke tips. Oh yeah. Repair. I forgot about the repair. Luck and repair. Would Jenny have a luck at 8 and her repair at 2? Her repair would be much better than Bugsy and Tiffany. So her skill checks would be a lot, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but it would be a bit bigger. Sometimes it would be a lot bigger. But it's hard to get 5 skill checks that's really big. Only Victoria gets those skill checks. She would get 5 really big skill checks. This is what makes Victoria much better repair than Jenny and Chad. Jenny and Chad would still get those small skill checks. I think Vanessa would get those as well, but her luck is a 6, right? Yeah, her luck is a 6 and her repair is a 2. So, but still, Victoria's still the best counselor for repair. That would do it. This is Jenny Myers Breakdown 101. Maybe I would do a better video in the future if I can find a way to do video clips, demonstrations, and stuff like that. But until then, this is the best I can do.